To keep a promise, I studied like crazy to get into Jiangda University. But then my dream girl backed out. So in a fit of anger, I started writing web novels, and my book blew up before school even started. Later, I ran into an upperclassman at the library. She was 1,000 times more beautiful than my so-called first love. The whole campus called her the Ice Queen, an unattainable legend. Until that day, I walked hand in hand with her across campus, and the whole school went into meltdown. The girl who changed her mind got desperate and came running back. The upperclassman just stepped in front of me and said, "Sorry, he's mine now. My name is Luo Yi, and this is my first time in a police station as a suspect being brought in." That day, I was holed up in the faculty apartment playing games when two cops walked in, politely cuffed me, and invited me to the station for tea. In the interrogation room, I sat there dumbfounded, staring at the young officer across from me. "Name, Luo Yi. Why did you break into someone's home?" "That was my home." The officer slammed the table. "Room 614 is rented by a female college student, not you." That's when it hit me. The faculty apartment belonged to my cousin Gu Mingxian, a professor at Jiangda University. He'd rented it out before going abroad. But I didn't tell her that I arrived early for reporting at Jiangda and used a key to get in. When my female tenant came back and heard the noise, she called the police straight away. The misunderstanding blew up that much. I nearly spent the night at the station. Luckily, Gu Mingxian cleared things up with a phone call, and they found out I'm the child of a martyr. The police chief personally saw me out and even kept me for dinner. In September, a drizzle fell over Jiangcheng. Dragging my suitcase, I had nowhere to go. All the hotels near the school were full. With no other option, I found an internet cafe across from campus. I booted up the computer, logged into Tomato Novel, and started typing. Oh, I forgot to mention I'm a web novel author. My pen name is Fallen Leaves Return to Roots. Over the summer break, I wrote a romance novel that inexplicably took off. The royalties were enough for me to coast through college. That night at the internet cafe, I sent a message to my high school crush of 3 years, telling her the story about ending up at the police station like it was a joke. But she still didn't reply. I scrolled through our chat history 3 months now. Ever since I told her I got into Jiangda, she hasn't sent a single word back. I used to think that if I got into the same university as her, she'd be with me. Now I realize that so-called promise was just her polite excuse to turn me down. Forget it. I don't want to think about it anymore. After the rain stopped, the first day of university officially began. On registration day, I met a senior student at the gate of Jiangda University. She held an umbrella and guided me, so enthusiastic that I felt a bit embarrassed. After completing the formalities, I found dormitory 515 in Building 8. My 3 roommates hadn't arrived, yet I was the only one there. Gu Mingxian called and said, "Don't go to the faculty apartment, I've rented it out." I already went in yesterday and was even sent to the police station. There was 3 seconds of silence on the other end of the line. "She didn't do anything to you, did she?" The tone seemed like there was a story. I pressed him, but he only said the tenant was a student with a difficult personality. After hanging up, the rain cleared and the sky brightened. I decided to visit the iconic building of Jiangda University, the library. There was a facial recognition gate at the entrance, and without a campus card, I couldn't get in at all. Just as I was worrying, a tall girl with straight black hair and loose jeans walked past me. Her hair was slightly damp, and there were water droplets on her white laptop bag. Clearly, she had just been caught in the rain. Just from her back, I was stunned. Her legs were unfairly long. "Senior," I called out to her. The girl turned sideways and looked back, her expression calm. The moment I saw her face, clearly, my brain went blank. Her features were so delicate she didn't seem real, no makeup, yet more beautiful than any filter, with an aloof vibe like she'd stepped out of manga. "You were calling me?" "Senior, could you only tap your card?" She paused, probably not expecting that I stopped her just for that. She stepped up to the gate. A ding, and the doors opened. "You go first." "Thanks, senior." I felt like a shy boy. I found out later that I was the 5th freshman to stop her that day. The first 4 had all asked for her contact info. Inside, I spent 2 hours in the library finishing my daily writing quota. When I came out, it had started raining again, and it was coming down harder. Without a second thought, I opened my umbrella and walked out. Just a few steps in, I saw that senior hurrying through the rain with her hands over her head, her clothes completely soaked, revealing her graceful figure. I ran over and held the umbrella over her head. "Senior, let's share." "Thanks." She didn't look at me, just offered a cold thank you. Suddenly, a thunderclap exploded, and the senior girl froze as if she had been struck, standing still like a statue. She was afraid of thunder. Another crack of thunder made her freeze again. The rain grew heavier, with lightning and thunder. I quickly pulled her into the corridor of the nearby teaching building. We stood side by side, the atmosphere so awkward that I could hear my own heartbeat. I tried to make conversation. Senior, what year are you? Junior, what major? Computer science. That tree is so thick, huh? I was so embarrassed I wanted to crawl into a hole. She remained cold and indifferent the whole time. I stole a glance at her, thinking that a girl this pretty probably already had a boyfriend. The rain poured down even harder, and the cold wind blew straight through us. Her clothes were soaked through, and she was shivering slightly. On impulse, I took off my jacket and draped it over her shoulders. She whispered, "Thanks," but said nothing more. What I didn't know was that this senior, named Su Baizhou, was the only campus belle at Jiangda University. She was the renowned ice queen of the computer science department, the student council president, had won awards left and right, and always kept boys at arm's length. And what I didn't know was that her phone had my contact info saved under the nickname Fallen Leaf, with the note Professor Gu's younger brother. That day, she took a photo of the junior who helped her use facial recognition and sent it to Hot Pot Lover to complain, and Hot Pot Lover was her gaming buddy, who was also me. Fate, sometimes it's just that absurd. After the rain let up, she left wearing my jacket. I returned to the dorm and pushed the door open. I found a muscular guy already there, 5 feet 9 inches tall, with a buzz cut and dark skin. His name was Li Haoyang, a native of Jiangda. He said he saw a little girl getting wet at the school gate, lent her an umbrella, and helped her carry her luggage into the school. Turned out, the little girl was a freshman here. The next day, the other 2 roommates arrived. Shun Xiao, so handsome he could rival a male celebrity. The moment he walked in, I asked if he was a star. Wang Dachui lived up to his name, with a face even he disliked. The 4 of us together officially formed dorm 515. We went to eat at the 3rd cafeteria because it was close to the girls' dorm and had lots of girls. Shin Xiao's face attracted wave after wave of girls coming up to chat him up. He refused with practiced ease. "Sorry, I have a girlfriend." Li Haoyang showed off his muscles and gave fitness tips, while Wang Dachui pulled out his phone and started introducing the ranking of beauties at Jiangda University. Qin Yuan, the flower of the Economics and Management College, a senior, ranked 4th. Look at this photo, pure and cute, right? Wait, this last one, he zoomed in on the photo. The tall girl beside Qin Yuan, with only a side profile, caught my eye. That's senior sister. Wang Dachui quickly put away his phone. Don't even think about it. That's Su Baizhou, the school beauty, a talented girl from the computer science department, guaranteed grad student, student council president, an ice queen. Suitors line up to France, and none have succeeded. Li Haoyang and Shun Xiao both exclaimed in amazement. But I silently ate my rice. So her name is Su Baizhou, and she doesn't have a boyfriend. That evening, the counselor held a class meeting. A young male teacher named Chen Xiongjian, in his first year with students, asked for volunteers for the temporary class monitor. No one raised their hands. He directly called on Li Haoyang. "You're so sturdy. Were you in the military?" "No, teacher. It's fine, you're in charge of military training." Li Haoyang never got a chance to refuse. Wang Dachui was gleefully shouting below, "Teacher, his name is Li Haoyang." The 3 of us nearly died laughing. After the meeting, Wang Dachui dragged me to the playground. Look, as soon as Shun Xiao appeared, the whole playground's attention was drawn to him, and girls came one after another asking for his WeChat. Wang Dachui was so envious he ground his teeth. We laughed at him for being pervy. He didn't know that the bond between the 4 of us in the dorm would last throughout college. Meanwhile, in the girls' dorm, Qin Yuan was wearing a facial mask and browsing the confession wall when she suddenly screamed, "Zhou, look! This guy captured in the 3rd cafeteria is freaking handsome." In the photo, Shun Xiao was eating, and I was sitting next to him, also caught in the shot. Su Baizhou, wearing black-rimmed glasses, was reading The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes without looking up. Qin Yuan shoved her phone right in front of her face. Su Baizhou cast a perfunctory glance. Then her eyes suddenly froze. She saw the guy in the corner of the photo who was burying his head in his food. For just a moment, then she looked away. She went back to reading. Qin Yuan acted as if she had discovered a new continent. Jojo, you looked at a guy. You actually looked at a guy. Su Baijiu remained expressionless. What man? Qin Yuan stamped her feet in anger and turned to wash her face. Suddenly, another scream was heard. Jojo, why is there a men's jacket in your laundry basket? It's exactly the one I put on her that day. Su Baijiu calmly said, I bought it myself. I don't believe you. Later, she washed that jacket clean, folded it, and put it in the wardrobe without mentioning it again. That night, back in the dormitory, the four of us decided to play together to bond. Wang Dachui was enthusiastic and pulled us into a team. When I logged into the game and my account appeared, all three of them freaked out. Holy crap. Number 1 on the elimination list. Falling Leaves Return to Roots, Invincible War, God Rank, Golden Maserati Skin. In one match, Li Haoyang was obsessed with looting. Wang Dachui was down with no one to revive him, and Shun Xiao camped forever. It was all up to me to 1v4 and wipe out the team. Just as I was feeling proud, an AK burst from hundreds of meters away headshot me. Hacker! I roared. But the three guys had already completely deified me. Late at night, the dormitory lights were out and my roommates were asleep. I opened my laptop, and the silver-white glow of the screen illuminated my face. Somehow, the image of Su Baijiu appeared in my mind. She stood in the rain draped in my coat, her expression cold yet strangely comforting. I took a deep breath, created a new document, and typed out today's opening. Using the pen name Fallen Leaves Return to Roots, I'm serializing a new romance novel. Perhaps one day, I'll write this wonderful story into a book. Outside the window, a light rain began to fall again, just like the weather on the day I met her. Late at night, Luo Yi turned on his computer and started typing. Speaking of which, he was somewhat of a well-known web novel author. Under the pen name Liu Guizhen, over the 3 months of summer vacation, his first romance novel became a hit. As someone about to enter college, his manuscript fees were now quite substantial, leaving him with little financial pressure. The next day, it was still drizzling. During the start of the semester at Jiangda University, Luo Yi first arrived at the faculty apartment. Looking at the door of room 614 before him, Luo Yi gently knocked, but there was no response. Then he knocked again, still nothing. After a moment's hesitation, Luo Yi took out the key and unlocked the door. The suitcase he had left here last night was still in the living room with a note on top. Sorry, I only recently rented this apartment. Since the landlord had gone abroad, when I heard noises inside, I thought it was a thief. The handwriting was neat and beautiful. He had been too absorbed in gaming yesterday to even notice someone entering, so it served him right to be caught. Luo Yi stuffed the note into his bag and then left for the main gate of Jiangda University. It was supposed to be the first day of school, but it started to rain. The rain grew heavier, and a senior student walked over with an umbrella. Are you a freshman? Let me see your admission letter. Luo Yi took out the admission letter from his bag. The senior glanced at it. Computer science major, Luo Yi. The senior looked at Luo Yi's handsome face. She became even more enthusiastic. Come, freshman, follow me. Under the senior's warm guidance, Luo Yi completed registration and found his dormitory. Building 8, room 515. He declined the senior's invitation to dinner. After saying goodbye to the senior, Luo Yi entered the dorm. His 3 future roommates hadn't arrived yet. He heard that out-of-town freshmen registered on September 1st, while in province freshmen registered on September 2nd, so they would only come tomorrow. After making his bed, Luo Yi thought he would wait until his roommates arrived tomorrow to arrange the dorm layout. Suddenly, the phone rang. Seeing that the caller was Gu Mingxian, Luo Yi answered the phone. Xiao Luo, I need to tell you something. Don't go to the faculty apartment. I rented it out during my 2 years abroad. I went there yesterday. There was a silence on the other end of the line. Then he said, She didn't do anything to you, did she? No, she just got me thrown into the police station. Huh, that's so like her. Xiao Luo is my student at Jiangda. You'll get to know her sooner or later. She's a nice girl, but her personality is a bit hard to get along with. After hanging up, Luo Yi walked out to the balcony. A ray of sunlight streamed in. The rain had stopped. Let's go out for a stroll. Luo Yi wandered around Jiangda. The most magnificent building at Jiangda is, of course, the library. Facing the school gate, it's Jiangda's pride. At the library entrance, facing the facial recognition automatic doors, Luo Yi fell into thought. Just then, a tall girl with long, straight black hair, wearing loose jeans, strode past Luo Yi on her long legs. Don't ask how Luo Yi could tell she had long legs through those loose jeans. He could still see them. Some things cannot be concealed by clothing. Luo Yi did not see the girl's face, but just looking at her back could inspire endless imagination. The girl's hair was damp, her clothes slightly wet. The white laptop bag in her hand also had some water stains. It was clear she had just come in from the rain. "Senior," Luo Yi called out to her. The girl turned sideways, looked back at Luo Yi with a calm expression. "Are you calling me?" she said softly, her voice not loud. Luo Yi saw the girl's face and couldn't help but marvel inwardly. He had long heard that Jiangda city produced beauties, but never expected to encounter such a beautiful girl. Right after arriving at the school, she wasn't wearing makeup, but still elegant and graceful. It wouldn't be an exaggeration to say she could make fish sink and geese fall, outshine the moon and shame. Luo Yi was slow of speech, not very talkative, and had never been in a relationship. He was also shy. "Senior, can you help me scan my face?" The girl was slightly taken aback. She stood in front of the facial recognition device. The next moment, the electronic door lock opened. "You go first." "Thank you, Senior." Luo Yi, like a shy big boy, walked inside. The girl glanced at Luo Yi in surprise. She hadn't expected that he called out to her just to simply ask her to swipe his face for entry. To be honest, Luo Yi was the 5th freshman she had met today, but the previous 4 freshmen all wanted to get her contact information. "Jojo, why are you walking so fast?" Another girl ran over. Compared to the former, this girl was not as stunning, but still a rare beauty. Her name was Qin Yuan, a junior in the School of Economics and Management. She was also the school beauty of the Economics and Management School. The one before her was her best friend, named Su Baizhou, the president of the Jiangda University Student Union, and also the only campus beauty of Jiangda University. A workaholic known as the Ice Queen. An unparalleled beauty in the computer science department, rare in a decade. "There are many matters regarding the freshmen," Su Baizhou said calmly. "Speaking of which, what happened after that incident yesterday? Was the thief brought to justice?" It was a misunderstanding. Su Baizhou's expression remained unchanged. The police had already explained the whole story to her. Luo Yi stretched and checked the time, realizing he had already been in the library for 2 hours. Today's writing task is done. As he walked out of the library, it started to drizzle again. "So this is southern weather? Huh? If only it would rain like this every day during military training." Luo Yi was about to head back to the dorm. He arrived at the library entrance. With an umbrella in hand, behind him, the pretty senior who had helped him scan his face also came out. Qin Yuan glanced at Su Baizhou, then looked outside. Somehow, the light rain seemed to be getting heavier. "Jojo, how about we hang out in the library for a bit? Wait for the rain to stop." "No, there's something with the new students that requires my presence to review." Su Baizhou looked at the fine drizzle outside. "I don't really care. Wen, keep an eye on my computer." "Hey, Jojo, you're actually going?" Qin Yuan followed to the library entrance, watching Su Baizhou's retreating figure. At that moment, Luo Yi, who had already walked out of the library, suddenly felt movement behind him. He turned around to look and saw that senior girl walking quickly in a rush. The originally light rain was growing heavier. By now, it had turned into a downpour. The weather in Jiangxing was so unpredictable the heavy rain came without warning. Su Baizhou covered her head with her hands, but against such rain, 2 hands were utterly useless. Rainwater splashed on her body, soaking her clothes through. The wet fabric clung to her body, revealing her figure completely. That figure was just too unfair. "No, that's not the point." Luo Yi caught up. "Senior." Luo Yi held the umbrella over Su Baizhou's head. "Thanks." Su Baizhou's personality was somewhat aloof. She didn't even look at Luo Yi's face. Suddenly, a thunderclap rang out. Su Baizhou, who had been rushing along, froze in place. "Senior." Luo Yi noticed she had stopped, looking at her with confusion. So this pretty senior was afraid of thunder. "Sorry," Su Baizhou said expressionlessly. Boom! Another thunderclap rang out. Su Baizhou froze again. The rain poured harder, lightning and thunder filled the sky. Luo Yi's umbrella wasn't very big. Plus, the senior was keeping her distance from him, so half of his body was getting soaked. Luo Yi looked at the nearest teaching building and asked, "Senior, let's take shelter from the rain over there." Su Baizhou silently nodded. Under the umbrella, she walked alongside Luo Yi. The two stood in the corridor of the teaching building's first floor. After a long silence, should he say something? Luo Yi thought for a moment and asked, Senior, what year are you in? Third year. Senior, what's your major? Computer. Senior. Luo Yi pointed to a big tree not far away. That tree looks so thick and sturdy. Ha ha. An awkward atmosphere filled the air. Luo Yi really didn't know how to deal with girls. He had lived for 18 years and never been in a relationship. Luo Yi secretly glanced at the senior beside him. The senior wore a cold expression. Su Baijiu also felt very awkward, so she chose not to speak. As for the work of the student council and all that, at a time like this, she didn't have the mind to think about those things. She should have known to stay with Qin Yuan and wait in the library for the rain to stop. She was afraid of thunder, but she hadn't expected this rain to have thunder. After all, the weather forecast didn't say it would be a thunderstorm. Luo Yi habitually picked up his phone. He looked at the chat interface with his goddess. After hesitating for a moment, he backed out. He opened the chat interface of another person. This person loved hot pot. It was from when he used to play games with his brother Gu Mingxian. One of the two friends that Gu Mingxian brought in said to be really good at gaming. Later, Luo Yi found that he was indeed very good. So he took the initiative to add their contact info. When free, they play games together and chat about daily life. Could be called a gaming buddy, but since Gu Mingxian brought him in, he's probably Gu Mingxuan's friend. Anyway, it's just an online friend relationship. Luo Yi doesn't care about identity or anything. Names aren't important. Chatting is enough to pass the time. He also doesn't plan to meet in person. Luo Yi opened his keyboard. Let me tell you, I'm currently with a fairy-like senior student sheltering from the rain. The next moment, Su Baijiu's phone beeped. She picked it up and saw falling leaf. Let me tell you, I'm currently with a fairy-like senior student sheltering from the rain. Su Baijiu turned to look at Luo Yi, then silently turned on silent mode and replied, How good looking? Send me a photo. Ding dong. Luo Yi's phone beeped. He looked at the message. Falling leaf. Taking a sneaky photo isn't great, right? If you like hot pot, find your chance. Just don't let her find out. Luo Yi didn't reply. Su Baijiu cooperatively turned her head, pretending to look at the scenery outside. Soon, the fallen leaves are beautiful, aren't they? Su Baijiu looked at this photo and fell into thought. In this world, anything can happen. The guy who often plays games with her. She knew he was Professor Gu's younger brother. Before the latter went abroad, he had also told her just to help take care of his brother. But she really hadn't expected that her first meeting with Professor Gu's brother would be like this. She wasn't prepared yet. Su Baijiu felt the situation was a bit tricky. The rain kept falling, thunder rumbled, and the weather grew increasingly gloomy. A cold wind blew past, and Luo Yi shivered. Suddenly, as if realizing something, he turned to look at his senior. Senior was still in the same pose as before, only her body was trembling slightly. Such a beauty that even heaven would pity her. Luo Yi thought that after returning, he must slap himself in the face. In such cold weather, with Senior having been soaked by the rain, he actually let her freeze like this. Luo Yi unthinkingly took off his jacket and draped it over Senior. Thank you. After who knows how long, the thunder gradually faded. The rain lightened outside. A fine drizzle continued. This heavy rain only lasted 20 minutes. The heavy rains in Jiangda came and went quickly. Visible fine drizzle danced in the wind. Even going out now wouldn't be much of a problem. Su Baijiu said nothing. With a calm expression, she left. Watching Senior's retreating figure, Luo Yi couldn't help but be infatuated. Senior was about 1.67 meters tall, but Luo Yi was also about 1.78 meters. His jacket, for Senior, was only a bit too large, but looked quite fitting on her when she wore it. The senior girl had a great figure and was pretty, but her personality was a bit cold. A girl as beautiful as her probably already has a boyfriend. Luo Yi Sikit. He had never been in a relationship. He had had a crush on someone else for 3 years, all that time. He rarely had verbal exchanges with girls other than his goddess, and had little conversation with them. The image of a senior girl's face lingered in his mind. Luo Yi's heart stirred slightly, but he quickly shook his head. It was just a lustful impulse. If just because of one encounter, he thought she was pretty and liked her. Doesn't that make him a pervert? Luo Yi walked out of the teaching building holding the umbrella. He returned to the dormitory and found that someone had arrived. A guy about 175 centimeters tall with a crew cut. a sturdy build, and slightly dark skin. Seeing someone enter, he immediately sat up. Are you my roommate? Hello, my name is Li Haoyang, a native of Jiangda. Hello, my name is Luo Yi from Beijing. Brother from the capital, from a big city, huh? The two exchanged contact info and started chatting. Isn't tomorrow the first day of school for locals? Why'd you come today? Ah, my home's nearby. Nothing better to do. I figured I'd move my luggage to the dorm first. Didn't expect it to rain, though. Luo Yi looked at his slightly wet clothes with an odd expression. Is getting wet to look sexy a thing here? Notijin duoye se gaze, Li Haoyang lafit. I had an umbrella, but it was at the school gate. I saw a little girl getting soaked over there, so I lent her my umbrella. After saying that, Li Haoyang continued. Guess what? I thought she was a little girl. She was only about 5 feet tall, but then she lugged her luggage into our school. I even helped carry her bags all the way. Haha, don't judge a book by its cover. I always thought Southerners were petite. Never expected Brother Haoyang to be so sturdy. Li Haoyang flexed his arm to show off his muscles. I work out every day. The two chatted and laughed, happy to have a companion in the dorm. Luo Yi's mood also brightened. Early the next morning, a knock came at the door. Luo Yi got up and opened the door. Hello, a man about the same height as Luo Yi, an extremely handsome man, appeared at the door. This guy was incredibly handsome, stunningly so. Luo Yi even felt that he was just as handsome as himself, an illusion, definitely an illusion. Are you a celebrity? Luo Yi asked instinctively. The man laughed. He had seen this situation many times. I'm not a celebrity. I'm your roommate. My name is Shun Xiao. Behind Shun Xiao, a guy about 1.7 meters tall, with a shifty look, followed him in. Hello, everyone. My name is Wang Dachui. The name sounded very friendly. Luo Yi directly put his arm around Wang Dachui's shoulders and pulled him inside. At that moment, Li Haoyang was still fast asleep. A size 44 bare foot was sticking out from the edge of the bed, emitting a captivating aroma. After Li Haoyang woke up, Luo Yi and the other three went to the store to buy a trash can, broom, and such. Then, they headed to the third canteen. Jiangda University had 3 canteens in total. The first canteen was closest to the boys' dormitory. So why go to the third canteen? Because the third canteen was nearest to the girls' dorm, with plenty of cute girls to feast your eyes on. Military training starts tomorrow, Wang Dachui said with a grimace. What's there to fear? Isn't training good for you? Li Haoyang showed off his muscles, earning a collective eye roll from the other 3. The 4 of them sat in a corner of the third canteen. Even so, Shun Xiao's stunning looks still drew many girls' sideways glances. A girl blushed and walked over, shyly asking, Hey, can I get your WeChat? Sorry, I already have a girlfriend. Shun Xiao refused with a smile. He was clearly well-versed in this kind of thing. The girl left regretfully. Oh my God, Wang Dachui said enviously. How come no girl ever asks for my WeChat? If you want girls to ask for your WeChat, then you need to work out and have perfect muscles. Being liked by girls is inevitable. The one who said this was Li Haoyang. By the way, Brother Shun Xiao, do you really have a girlfriend? Wang Dachui looked around with shifty eyes. Extremely sleazy, yet still asked Shun Xiao. I have a girlfriend, Shun Xiao stated flatly. His tone was heavy, with no hint of joking. Luo Yi glanced at him silently and said nothing. After dinner, the group fell into a casual chat mode. Do you guys know the ranking of beauties at Jiangda University? Wang Dachui threw out a topic to get things going, but clearly, the 3 people present, aside from him, all seemed uninterested in women. I don't know, Luo Yi replied innocently, picking up the conversation. Wang Dachui's eyes lit up at once. Kid, you're quite sensible. Every college at Jiangda University has its own campus belle. For example, the belle of the School of Economics and Management is our junior. Her name is Qin Yuan, ranked 4th on Jiangda University's beauty list. Qin Yuan? Luo Yi asked skeptically. Why is it Yuan? Why not Shushu Mathematics? Isn't that name a bit careless? It's just a homophone. Why are you being so serious? Wang Dachui rolled his eyes at him. There are photos of Senior Qin on Jiangda University's forum. She's really gorgeous. Wang Dachui took out his phone and showed Qin Yuan's photo. The first thing that caught their eyes was a set of campus portraits. The girl indeed looked pure and cute. Even Li Haoyang, that muscular guy's gaze, was drawn over. When they swiped to the last photo, it was a candid shot of Qin Yuan walking on campus. But the photo accidentally captured another girl. The girl only showed a side profile, but one could still faintly discern her stunning beauty. She was tall and slender, wearing a formal uniform that couldn't hide her curvaceous figure at all. Even compared to Qin Yuan beside her, she was no less. In fact, she might even surpass her. This seems to be that senior from yesterday. Seeing this, Luo Ye's eyes were fixed straight. Wang Dachui took his phone back, staring at him with the expression of a dog guarding its food. Brother Luo Yi, let's get this straight. Qin, the campus flower, is mine. Don't you even think about it. Huh, you're not worthy. What did you say? Brother Dachui, you're a perfect match, a top match. Luo Yi said hypocritically, but still asked curiously. In the last photo, next to Qin, the campus flower, who is that girl? Upon hearing this, Wang Dachui shot Luo Yi a thoroughly disdainful look. That one is a star figure at Jiangda University now. Her name is Su Baizhou, but I advise you to better not ask about her. She is a talented woman majoring in computer science. Countless candid photos could make her the title of Jiangda's campus belle. Even Qin Yuan, standing beside her, would be reduced to a supporting role. She also won many awards and led the computer science department to its current glory, naturally becoming not only the president of Jiangda's student union, but also earning a direct graduate admission qualification. It's said that her personality is extremely aloof. Countless brave suitors who confessed to her never managed to get close. So don't even think about it, a woman as gifted as her. We really don't deserve her. Hearing this, Shen Xiao and Li Haoyang both showed surprised expressions. This senior is really impressive. Indeed, outstanding. Luo Yi fell into deep thought. The senior I met that day is actually this outstanding, but she doesn't have a boyfriend. Those words kept echoing in Luo Ye's mind. Among our freshmen, there's also a great beauty. It said she is the freshman campus belle, named Tang Enki. Although not as good as Su Baizhou, but it's only a little off. Wang Dachui was saying this when he noticed Luo Ye's expression dimming, so he quickly comforted him. Country boy, don't lose heart. Let me take these goddesses down one by one, and then I'll share one with you. Get out of here, Luo Yi said speechlessly. After eating, the group took a stroll around the campus and the sports field, then returned to the dormitory. In the evening, after receiving their military training uniforms, they came to the classroom and sat in a row. Department of Computer Science, Computer Network Class 1. Luo Yi and the other three were all in this major. A young-faced man walked up to the podium. Hello, classmates. I am your counselor for the next 4 years, Chun Xiongjian. I know this is everyone's first time in college. Coincidentally, it's also my first time being a counselor. You're the first class I'm taking on. I also just graduated from my master's program. Unworthy as I am, I barely managed to become your counselor. For the next 4 years, let's study together. Today is mainly for us to introduce ourselves to each other. Starting tomorrow, everyone will begin a 2-week military training session. If anyone cannot participate due to health issues, let me know in a moment so I can make a list. Also, after the training, there will be class committee elections. But for now, we need to temporarily select an acting class monitor. Does any student want to volunteer? The students started discussing among themselves. You go. Luo Yi widened his eyes in disbelief, looking at Wang Dachui. You want me to be the acting class monitor? Brother Dachui, I never expected you to look so impressive. But behind the scenes, you're this kind of person. Half a minute passed. Still, no one in the class was willing to raise their hand. After all, being the acting class monitor wouldn't necessarily guarantee becoming the actual class monitor later. They'd also have to handle all the tedious matters during training. A thankless task, naturally, no one wanted to take on the role. Chun Xiongjian's gaze swept across the room, and as if some nerve had twitched in his head, he immediately spotted the muscular one. Li Haoyang, with slightly dark skin and a buzz cut. The first student on the left in the 4th row. You're a veteran, right? Li Haoyang called out, looked utterly confused. He stood up, and the whole class's eyes followed him. Muscle man? No, I'm not. Oh, you're so burly, the teacher thought you were a veteran. Well, if there's no problem, then you'll be the acting class monitor. With that, Chun Xiongjian gave Li Haoyang no chance to react. Everyone has got a good look at this classmate. You can report any issues during military training to him first. If you can't solve it, come to me. Oh, by the way, what is your name, classmate? Teacher. His name is Li Haoyang. Wang Dachui shouted. looking as devoted as if he'd take a bullet for his buddy. Everyone, scan the class group QR code. Then if there's nothing else, you can head back. Li Haoyang compile a list in the class group of those who can't attend military training. Okay, Li Haoyang felt quite helpless. He didn't even have time to refuse the whole time. Of course, he didn't dare to reject the counselor in front of the whole class. He could only say that the counselor played a clever trick. Go back to the dorm? No way. Let's go to the playground to check out the girls. Urged by Wang Dachui, a few of them came to the playground. Shen Xiao was reluctant, because his appearance, like a male celebrity, attracted too much attention. The moment he appeared at the playground, he immediately caught the attention of all the girls there. Girls asking for his contact info came in waves. Isn't that a bit exaggerated? After walking around the playground twice, after Shen Xiao rejected over a dozen girls asking for his contact, Wang Dachui finally couldn't hold back. Can't the girls on the playground see the handsome and suave big hammer bro? The three of them were speechless. We have fresh-faced Luo Yi and fitness coach. Haven't even said anything yet. What makes you so confident to call yourself handsome and suave? Shen Xiao retorted mercilessly. As soon as Wang Dachui heard this, he immediately turned around to counterattack. But facing Shen Xiao's strikingly handsome face, he gradually became infatuated. Damn, what's with that look? Get lost. Shen Xiao felt a chill of disgust. I was just kidding. You don't actually think I like guys, do you? Wang Dachui's smile was extremely sly. In the girls' dorm, Qin Yuan was scrolling through her phone with a face mask on. Suddenly, she saw on the Jiangda University confession wall a photo of a guy posted with a caption, "The guy I met at the third cafeteria at noon today is way too handsome." Qin Yuan focused on the handsome man in the photo. She double-tapped to zoom in and examined it carefully. Then her eyes lit up. A flawless god from every angle. In the photo was naturally the male celebrity Shen Xiao. Jojo, come and look. Since when does our school have such a handsome guy? The girl beside her was wearing a strappy long dress and a pair of big black glasses, while reading The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. With a cold, aloof face and a mature, voluptuous figure, paired with cute big black glasses, she had an indescribable contrast beauty that carried a unique charm. Subaiso ignored the injuven. She had no interest in men, none at all. Jojo, come take a look. He's really handsome. What if you happen to like him? We can't really stay single forever. We should at least find a boyfriend, right? Qin Yuan placed the phone in front of Subaijo. Subaijo gave it a perfunctory glance. Suddenly, she froze. Her eyes locked onto Shen Xiao's photo, but her gaze wasn't on Shen Xiao himself. A moment of silence. Qin Yuan seemed to have seen something unbelievable. She looked at Subaijo in disbelief. Although she had the idea of sharing a good man with her best friend, she never thought Subaijo would be interested. Subaijo checking out a guy? Impossible. Absolutely impossible. Subaijo's gaze was fleeting, quickly returning to the Sherlock Holmes collection, as if nothing had just happened. Stop pretending, Jojo. Qin Yuan grabbed Subaijo's arm and said excitedly, "Are you finally interested in a guy?" "No, I'm not pretending. Keep pretending wasn't that you checking him out just now." Qin Yuan felt like she had discovered a huge secret. Could the Ice Queen finally be welcoming spring? What? Subaijo asked calmly. What guy? Qin Yuan. Keep pretending, but that guy is really handsome. Qin Yuan looked at Shen Xiao in her phone again. In the photo, Shen Xiao was eating, completely unaware of being photographed secretly, perhaps because he was too dazzling. Many people failed to notice that in the photo, Luo Yi, sitting next to Shen Xiao, was equally handsome. After applying the face mask, Qin Yuan went to wash her face. Suddenly, she noticed in the laundry bucket beside her a man's jacket. Is there a problem with a man's jacket appearing in the girls' dormitory? No, but Qin Yuan was shocked, because this laundry bucket belonged to Subaijo. Although Subaijo had already rented a place outside, she still had many things that hadn't been moved yet. Jojo, her voice several decibels higher than before, came from the bathroom. Subaijo's hand paused slightly. She suddenly remembered that she hadn't washed that jacket yet. But it wasn't a big deal. Qin Yuan was adorably clueless. Easy to brush off. Qin Yuan came out and questioned. Jojo, whose man's jacket is that? You guess. Qin Yuan's curiosity was overwhelming. But Subaijo's attitude drove her absolutely crazy. Tell me quickly. I bought myself. I don't believe you. If you don't, then forget it. Qin Yuan said it was so frustrating, but there was nothing she could do. On the other side, Luo Yi and the others returned to the dorm. Let me see the skills of my 3 sons. Wang Dachui made an immediate decision. He decided to have the dorm's first squad gaming session. Several of them opened their phones. Cluck, a chicken sound rang out. Brother Luo Yi, we're just missing you. I'll invite you to the team. Clicked invite, Luo Yi accepted. The next moment, the 3 phones emitted a golden light, almost blinding their dog eyes. Damn! Wang Dachui, Shun Xiao, and Li Haoyang looked at Luo Yi in shock. You're the number 1 on the elimination list. The invincible war god. Falling leaves return to roots. Yeah, big shot. Please carry us. I want to reach war god too. Squad up, military base, let's fight. Holy crap, a gold legendary. Wang Dachui stared at Luo Yi's golden Maserati in the game, drooling with envy. Go for it, brother Shin Xiao, you old coward. What do you know? Endure to nurture. Endure to conquer the world. Brother Haoyang, what are you doing? Help me up, help me. But Li Haoyang was still looting the crate. Wang Dachui had crawled right to his feet, yet he didn't notice. The next moment, a grenade flew in, ending both his and Wang Dachui's lives. Luo Yi looked at the 3 of them speechlessly. You guys have 0 game sense. Watch me. Luo Yi executed a flurry of moves fierce as a tiger juke peek. Pre-fire, instant grenade, quick crouch. All sorts of flashy maneuvers executed with ease. In the end, he wiped the squad. See? That's what real skill looks like, brother Luo Yi. Wang Dachui was immensely proud, as if he had wiped the squad himself. Holy SHT. Luo Yi Sudendi Drusit. On the screen, a player from hundreds of meters away took him out with a burst of AK headshots. Cheating, no matter how skilled a player is, they ultimately bow to technology. A pleasant night ended with a few of them excitedly gaming together. Late at night, Luo Yi turned on his computer and started writing. At ease. Attention. Stand at attention for 30 minutes. If I see anyone move, I'll add 5 minutes. Everyone was miserable beyond words. As for Luo Yi and the other 3, they were almost falling asleep. Yesterday, they played games together. Before they knew it, they had played until 4 a.m. Then they had to get up at 6:30 to assemble. At this moment, they were all dazed and groggy. The instructor walked through the formation. His sharp eyes scanned everywhere. Suddenly, he frowned. A male student had his eyes closed, seemingly asleep, standing and still able to fall asleep. The instructor walked up to this student. A few people nearby were holding back their laughter. This classmate, the boy, instantly woke up and locked eyes with the instructor. Present, Wang Dachui subconsciously shouted, opening his eyes, only to see the instructor's square face. What is going on? Wasn't I in bed? How am I standing at attention? Ha ha. The people around finally couldn't hold back their laughter. But the instructor didn't laugh. That meant serious consequences. The instructor stayed silent, and the laughter slowly faded. Then the instructor smiled. So funny, huh? Why do you all stop laughing? Laugh. None of you laughing now, right? Stand at attention for another half hour. After saying that, the instructor turned to Wang Dachui and said, This classmate seems a bit out of it. Run 10 laps around the field. Let me clear your head. Instructor, 15 laps. Yes, sir. Wang Dachui made a bitter face, raised his arms, and ran toward the field. Poor brother Chue. Luo Yi and the other 2 silently prayed for him. Everyone, take a 10-minute break on the spot. Luo Yi flopped down onto the ground. Staying up all night, plus standing at attention for an hour too rough, can't handle it. Wang Dachui sat on the ground, questioning his life. After 15 laps, he felt like his whole body was floating. Bro Hammer, are you okay? Luo Yi asked. Wang Dachui looked up dazedly, staring at Luo Yi with a blank expression, looking like he'd been completely wrecked. Seeing this, Luo Yi got anxious and shook Wang Dacui's body. Bro, hang in there. Wang Dachui showed no reaction, his head lowered. His lips moved. Bro, what are you saying? Thirsty or hungry? Luo Yi put his ear close to Wang Dacui's mouth, listening carefully to what he was saying. I want girls, Luo Yi. Suddenly, Wang Dacui saw something. His eyes went wide. Luo Yi followed his gaze. Not far away, a girl was handing Li Haoyang a bottle of sports drink. Holy shit! Wang Dacui's jaw dropped to the floor. He instantly perked up. That bastard is trying to pick up girls behind my back. Wang Dakui made a move to get up and charge over her. Bro Hammer, please calm down. Don't ruin Brother Haoyang's lifelong happiness. Luo Yi pulled Wang Dakui away, but found the scene in another direction even more exaggerated. A crowd of girls had Shun Xiao completely surrounded. God, drink mine. I bought peach-flavored Maizone. God, I love you. God, I want to have your babies. The military training formation looked like a fan meet and greet. The chief instructor in the audience was stunned speechless. At the critical moment, the instructor shouted loudly, "Everyone stand up. Line up. Everyone back to your original spots." Luo Yi was in the first row of the formation. He noticed that the girl who gave Li Haoyang the Maizone was in the opposite formation, also in the first row. She was wearing her training uniform and had a lowly face. She exuded a youthful vibe and was very sweet. She was about 170 centimeters tall with a good figure. A long-legged lowly that was basically her image. From time to time, this girl would look over at their formation, presumably checking on Li Haoyang. So, girls really do like muscular guys, huh? As expected of Brother Haoyang. On the very first day of military training, a girl shows concern for him. In the evening, they moved on to the performance segment. They sang "Unity is Strength" a few times. The instructor started asking if anyone had any fresh talent acts. "We want to see a one-on-one fight." Wang Dachui pointed at Li Haoyang and said, "Which one is stronger, the instructor's military combat or our fitness coach's skills?" Hearing this, everyone became curious and started making a ruckus. One-on-one, one-on-one. The instructor looked at Li Haoyang, shook his head helplessly. Since everyone wants to see a fight, then this classmate. Stand up. Here we go again. Li Haoyang stood up, feeling extremely uncomfortable. From the classroom to the training formation, he was either being called out or on his way to being called out. He felt that his college life was hopeless. Would he keep getting called on by teachers in future classes too? Both contestants, take your positions. He might be a muscle guy, but Li Haoyang's build was only slightly bigger than the instructor's. Plus, the instructor's military drills were already masterful. In just a few moves, poor Li Haoyang was taken down by the instructor. Then, with a dejected look, he sat back down. The girl who had brought him an energy drink that morning sat down next to him, asking with some concern, "I'm fine." Li Haoyang waved his hand. This girl's name was Lu Bingxin. The training spot for the girls' squad was relatively close to Luo Ye's boys' squad. So during the evening break, they hung out together. With girls around, everyone put more passion into their performances. The two instructors watched the fresh batch of college students, showing off their youthful energy, and couldn't help but laugh. Luo Yi and Wang Desheng also sat down next to Li Haoyang. As for Shun Xiao, he was surrounded by girls on all sides, wanting to escape but unable to. "Coach," Wang Dachui said with a smile, "tell us, how did you meet this beauty?" Li Haoyang looked at Wang Dachui with a silly expression. Not knowing what to say, it was Lu Bingxin who spoke generously. "This morning I went to buy water for my roommate, but one of my roommates doesn't like Maizone. I saw classmate Li Haoyang seemed a bit thirsty, so I sold it to him." "Oh, so it was selling water. I thought my son was going to get a girlfriend." Wang Dachui's mood instantly improved. "Miss, what's your major?" "I am Wang Dahui. Nice to meet you. My name is Lu Bingxin from Lekeng, major in multimedia, class 2. Lekeng? I've heard about the Lekeng giant Buddha there." Wang Dachui and Lu Bingxin chatted and laughed, with honestly Haoyang sitting between them. Li Haoyang might have put all his emotional intelligence into his muscles. He looked left and right with a silly face, unable to get a word in. He could only watch helplessly as the two chatted. Luo Yi rested his chin on one hand, leaning on the side. His eyes were fixed on a guy singing in the spotlight. To be honest, the performance was average, not even as good as his own singing. He loved to sing. Back in high school, he was a KTV king. A flash of memory came to mind. That day, he took shelter from the rain with a fairy-like senior. The scene of them hiding from the rain together. Luo Yi stood up without thinking. After that guy finished his song, he took the microphone. Wang Dachui, who had been chatting animatedly, was stunned. "Kid, you can sing too?" For the song Rainy Day, since there was no accompaniment for now, I'll just sing it a cappella. Please bear with me. Taking a deep breath, Luo Yi softly began. Suddenly, the rain started falling, a rain waiting for you. Suddenly, tears came to your eyes. How much grievance had you endured? I wait, I think, but I can't wait for you. If the sky clears but doesn't shine on you, I'll take you through the bustling crowds. Listening to Lie's gentle singing, even though it was a cappella, it captivated everyone present. Jojo, this year's freshmen are full of hidden talents. Qinyuan held up her phone in front of Su Baijiu. It was still the confession page. While I confess to this singing guy, he sings so well, followed by a 10-second video. In the video, a boy in military training uniform was singing, hearing the magnetic voice. Su Baijiu glanced at Luoye on the screen. Seeing that Su Baijiu was really listening, Qinyuan said smugly, I told you, Jojo, even if you're an ice queen, you can't dislike good singing. And this singing boy is kind of cute too, but only Su Baijiu knew what Luoye's song meant. Rainy day. Su Baijiu slowly recalled what happened that day. Military training was finally over. Building 8, Dormitory 515. Luo Yi and the other 3 were extremely excited. Having survived military training, their wonderful college, life could truly be said to have begun. For the dinner, the 4 of them made a final decision on the spot. The first dinner gathering of Dormitory 515 began. Brother Haoyang, Wang Dakui grabbed Li Haoyang's shoulder and asked, You're a local in Jiangda. Any recommendations? Of course. I'll take you to the restaurant downstairs from the gym for a nutritious meal. Wang Dakui then turned to look at Luo Yi. Yi Wazi, the 3 of us are all from this province. You're the only one from elsewhere. You decide what we eat for this meal. Luo Yi thought for a moment and said, Let's have hot pot then. Okay, it's happily decided. Hot pot it is. The 4 took a taxi to the highest-rated hot pot restaurant near the school. Highest-rated hot pot restaurant. Anyone not drinking? Shen Xiao asked, Not drinking. Wang Dakui said angrily, We're all brothers. At the first dinner gathering, who dares to say no? How could the first dinner of 515 be without liquor? Hey boss, give each of us 2 bottles of beer. 2 bottles? Luo Ye's gaze grew disdainful. Just 2 bottles? For me, a proud northerner. That's nothing but an appetizer. Half an hour later, we're brothers. From today on, the 3 of us swear to be sworn brothers. Big bro, second bro, third bro, second bro, first bro. Shen Xiao looked helplessly at the 3 of them, arms around each other's shoulders. What happened to the northerner's legendary drinking capacity? A measly dozen bottles, and they're done? Countless empty bottles lay scattered around Shen Xiao's feet. He, Shen Xiao, was the real heavyweight drinker. Suddenly, Wang Dachui, his face bright red, staggered over to the calm Shen Xiao, walking over with a face full of blush. Brother Shen, I'm the true face of 515. Shen Xiao, come on, bottoms up on this bottle. Whoever can't finish it is the sun. With that, Wang Dachui grabbed a bottle of Brave World. He poured it straight into his mouth. After a couple of sips, he couldn't drink anymore. Wang Dachui, accept my loss. Seeing this, Shen Xiao had a premonition and silently started recording. Dad, Shen Xiao said with a slight smile. I didn't hear you, Dad. Wang Dachui looked utterly sincere. Good son, as he said. Shen Xiao noticed Wang Dachui lowering his head. Suddenly, a bad feeling arose in his heart. Relying on his danger sense, Shen Xiao took 2 steps back. The next moment, Wang Dachui threw up right on the spot. A pile of colorful stuff. Holy shit, too unbearable to watch. Suppressing his nausea, Shen Xiao called the waiter over. Then he took a taxi back to the dorm with the other 3. In the taxi, Wang Dachui suddenly lowered his head again. Seeing this, Shen Xiao exclaimed in alarm. Don't throw up in the car. Luckily, Wang Dachui still had some awareness. He quickly rolled down the window and stuck his head out. The driver behind. A hashtag. Around 8 in the evening, the 4 returned to school. Shen Xiao supported Li Haoyang with his left hand, and Wang Dachui with his right hand, trudging toward the dormitory. As a northerner with a decent tolerance for alcohol, Luo Yi had sobered up a bit and trotted along behind the 3. Suddenly, he stopped in his tracks. He needed to use the restroom. That was the only thought in Luo Ye's mind at the moment. He looked left and right, but couldn't find where the restroom was at all. After a moment's thought, he figured there must be restrooms in the teaching building. Luo Yi walked toward the teaching building. He hadn't attended any classes yet and was unfamiliar with the building. He wasn't sure exactly where the restrooms were. Shen Xiao didn't notice that Luo Yi had left. At the entrance of the teaching building, Su Baijiu held a bag. wearing a crystal blue gown, with a white jacket over it, and crystal-colored high heels on her feet. She walked out of the teaching building alone. Today, Su Baijiu had put on exquisite makeup, adding even more beauty to her already stunning appearance. Senior, a vaguely familiar voice sounded by Su Baijiu. She turned to look, and there stood Luo Yi, looking a bit dazed, with a silly expression on his face. Are you talking to me? Luo Yi saw the girl's appearance and realized she was the fairy-like senior from that day. I hiccup. I want to go to the bathroom, but I don't know where it is. He. Su Baijiu pointed in a direction and said calmly, go inside, turn right, and keep walking. That's the restroom. Thank you, senior. Watching Luo Yi's staggering back, Su Baijiu tilted her head and murmured. This thank you, senior didn't come out stuttering. Luo Yi came out of the restroom with a puzzled expression. Did I just see that fairy senior? And I even talked to her? Luo Yi was completely confused. He still wasn't fully sober. It must be an illusion. Luo Yi shook his head and walked out of the teaching building. As soon as he came out, he noticed a stunning figure standing at the entrance of the teaching building. It really was the fairy-like senior girl. Luo Yi stood dumbfounded at the entrance, not knowing what to do. Seeing his expression, Su Baijiu thought this young guy was actually quite cute. You've been drinking? Upon hearing this, Su Baijiu took off her white jacket and draped it over Luo Yi's shoulders. After removing her jacket, Su Baijiu revealed a crystal blue dress underneath. It was adorned with rows of crystals, paired with her makeup and a pair of high heels. And on her delicate collarbone hung a blue necklace. She truly looked like a fairy descended to earth. Luo Yi was completely mesmerized. He swore that the fairy-like senior before him was definitely the most beautiful girl he had ever seen in his life. I didn't bring your black jacket, so you don't need to return this one. Consider it compensation, Su Baijiu said calmly. She had just finished evening self-study and changed into her dress in the school building's restroom. She hadn't expected the first person to see her in this dress to be this junior. Lucky guy. With that, Su Baijiu turned and left, leaving only a graceful silhouette for Luo Yi. Freshman welcome party rehearsal. Su Baijiu arrived here. President Su, you're just in time. The rehearsal has just started. I didn't expect President Su to not only be proficient in computers, but also able to sing, the host said with a smile. Su Baijiu was also helpless about this matter. For the welcome party, every major had to present a performance. Only their computer science department not only had few girls, but each one of them could only type on keyboards. In desperation, they had to let Su Baijiu come to support the event. The next day, Luo Yi woke up on his dorm bed and looked around with half-open dead fish eyes. Who am I? Where am I? What am I supposed to do? 3 question marks? Awake, huh? Shen Xiao, who was playing games, said. Only Shen Xiao was awake in the entire dorm. The remaining 2 were still asleep. Good thing there were no classes this morning. Otherwise, they would have skipped the first class of the semester. Drinking leads to trouble, brother Shen Xiao. Luo Yi said admiringly. I underestimated Southerners. I didn't expect you were the hidden pro. Having a high tolerance for alcohol, isn't always a good thing. Shen Xiao muttered. Back in our Beijing, being able to drink makes you the man. Luo Yi praised, then started to get off the bed. But among the pile of clothes on the bed, he noticed a white jacket that wasn't his. Where did this come from? Luo Yi picked up the jacket and examined it closely. A faint, pleasant scent wafted from the jacket. It smelled nice, with a fresh strawberry milk fragrance. A girl's clothes. Luo Yi seemed to recall something, yet also seemed to recall nothing at all. He remembered that something happened last night, but he couldn't recall exactly what it was. When I got back to the dorm yesterday, I noticed you were gone. Not long after, you came back with an extra piece of clothing on, and you were still grinning like an idiot. Oh yeah, you were talking in your sleep last night, mumbling something about a fairy-like senior. You almost scared me to death. Listening to Shen Xiao's explanation, Luo Yi suddenly realized that thing yesterday wasn't a dream after all. Then, Luo Yi was thrilled. The clothes in his hand were a gift from that fairy-like senior. Excited, delighted, surprised, honored. Luo Yi didn't know what words to use to describe his current mood. He held that white jacket as if it were a priceless treasure. Seeing him like this, Shen Xiao showed a very disdainful expression. Still young and inexperienced. Brother Luo, judging by your expression, you've never been in love, have you? How did you know? It's obvious at a glance. How did you know? It's obvious at a glance. How about it? Want me to teach you a few tricks? Upon hearing this, Luo Yi quickly put on his clothes and jumped up, sitting directly on the stool, looking at Shun Xiao eagerly. Please enlighten me, Teacher Shun. You're a teachable student. Shun Xiao nodded in satisfaction and then said, but wait until I finish this game. How much longer? I just started. Half an hour later, Shun Xiao put on a profoundly mysterious expression. Brother Luo Yi, let me teach you how to pursue a girl. First, get to know her more. Understanding is the main step in moving forward. Only by understanding a person will you know if that person is truly suitable for you. If you don't understand her while dating, you'll regret it once you do later on. Understand her temper and personality, what she likes to do, and so on. After that, you'll be very confident in finding topics to discuss. And it's also a process of seeing if you match with her. In the end, the result will show whether the two of you are truly suitable for each other. After speaking, Shun Xiao glanced at his phone and continued. Second, money and material things have to be spent. In this day and age, trying to get something for nothing is simply impossible. Girls nowadays are raised with care. They're financially independent now. Many girls aren't even short of money. But as a man, when pursuing a girl, you should act decently. Buy her something she likes, or we'll get her favorite snacks. These things are very necessary. Luo Yi nodded vigorously, clearly convinced. Shun Xiao held back a smile, glanced down at his phone again, and continued speaking. Wait a minute, Luo Yi interrupted him. Why are you looking at your phone? Because you're damn well on Baidu. Smart as Luo Yi, he saw at a glance. This guy was up to no good. Sure enough, Luo Yi used his own phone to Baidu. How to pursue a girl. The content that popped up later was exactly the same as what Shun Xiao had just said. Word for word. Ahem, you caught me. Luo Yi stared at Shun Xiao with a scrutinizing gaze, making the latter feel extremely uncomfortable. Brother Luo Yi, let me show you something fun. Shun Xiao decisively decided to change the subject. He shared the video he had taken with his phone yesterday with Luo Yi, seeing Wang Dachui completely drunk, shouting dad loudly. Luo Yi couldn't help but laugh. But it had to be said, Shun Xiao looked decent on the surface, but was actually quite dark-hearted. Good-looking people always have a few quirks in their personality. Luo Yi's mind began to conjure the image of the fairy-like senior, the beautiful senior girl, except for the fairy-like senior. It wasn't until noon that Li Haoyang and Wang Dachui finally woke up groggily. As soon as he opened his eyes, Wang Dachui shouted loudly, "What time is it?" The sudden sound startled everyone nearby. Li Haoyang next to him was startled. "What are you doing, scaring the hell out of me with that sudden outburst?" "What do you know? The welcome party is at 6:30 tonight. There'll definitely be a lot of sophomores and juniors performing the older girls. I heard Senior Qinyuan dances really well. I'm going to watch Goddess Qin dance." After saying that, Wang Dachui glanced at the time and saw it was only noon. It's still early. Let's keep sleeping. Luo Yi was speechless. Bro Hammer, you might not know, but we have a class first period this afternoon. So what? The ideological and moral cultivation class is taught by the department head. He said if you skip 3 classes, you'll fail directly. Hearing this, Wang Dachui shot up. He put on his clothes as fast as possible. Actually, I love going to class the most, especially ideological and moral cultivation. Come on, let's go eat, then go to class. Luo Yi said 6, and Shun Xiao agreed. Indeed, 6. Li Haoyang is snoring. This guy fell asleep again. The ideological and moral education class was an incredibly dull and boring lesson. Shun Xiao, however, stared seriously at the lectern. Male star, can you really take it in? Wang Dachui became curious. Shun Xiao didn't react. Male star? Huh? You called me? What did you say? I just spaced out. Wang Dachui. The sky was getting dark. Wang Dachui dragged Luo Yi to go watch the welcome party. As for the other two, Shun Xiao was afraid of being surrounded by girls, so he didn't dare to come. And Li Haoyang said he had something to do. No one knew what he wanted to do. Only Luo Yi, bored out of his mind, was dragged along by Wang Dachui. Bro Hammer, is the welcome party really that fun? I haven't read much, so don't you dare fool me. Wild kid, how could your Hammer brother possibly fool you? Trust me, the programs at the welcome party will definitely be something you're interested in. Luo Yi sat expressionlessly in the audience. So this is the program you said would interest me? Watching several seniors perform on stage. A painfully boring skit. Luo Yi felt tormented. Why not just lie down in the dorm during this time? Wang Dachui Henti expected the welcome party to be this dull. His goddess, Qin Yuan, apparently hadn't signed up for any performance at all. Oh well, since we're already here, just one more act and the welcome party will be over. Might as well watch if the last act has some appeal. A hot dance performance by a few sophomore girls. It got Wang Dachui pretty excited. After that, the welcome party came to a successful end. Many were about to get up and leave when the host kept delaying the closing remarks. Freshmen, please hold on for a moment. The crowd, already rising, looked at the host in confusion. The performances are all done. Why wait? They don't really think we enjoy listening to closing speeches, do they? Then the host flashed a mysterious smile. Actually, our orientation party has one more hidden performance. Save for the very end. This is also arranged by the university art troupe. We kept this surprise at the end. It wasn't announced in the program. So here, on behalf of the art troupe, I want to apologize to everyone. And we hope you'll enjoy the surprise we've prepared. When mentioning Jiangda, the first thing that comes to mind is the computer science department of our Jiangda. And when mentioning the computer science department, we think of her. As for who she is, allow me to keep you in suspense. Everyone, feel free to make a bold guess. Now, let's have our special guest sing a song, You From Afar, for everyone. As the closing act of this orientation party, the audience below the stage froze for a moment. Some freshmen seemed to have guessed something. They obediently sat back in their original seats. Another part of the audience was completely confused, but seeing others sit back down, they also sat back down. Luo Yi seemed to think of something upon hearing this. A hint of anticipation stirred in his heart. Wang Dachui asked in bewilderment. No way. When it comes to the computer science department, the first person that comes to mind is definitely the goddess Su Baizhou. But it's said that goddess Su's personality is as cold as ice. How could she possibly participate in any welcome party? But besides goddess Su, is there anyone else famous in the computer science department? Could it be Li Meng from the artificial intelligence major? Wang Dachui fell into deep thought. Of course, he also hoped the special guest would be Su Baizhou. Although Su Baizhou was usually known as the iceberg goddess, hard to approach, she was truly a feast for the eyes. With a figure like a mature woman, fair skin, and beautiful features, and a pair of long, slender legs, coupled with her icy, peerless beauty, and an aura that could be admired from afar, but not touched. If she showed up at the welcome party, it would be explosive news for Jiangda University. The host stepped back, and soon the lights went out. The welcome party venue was pitch black. Suddenly, crisp clicking sounds rang out, echoing through the silent welcome venue. The sound of high heels meant it was a girl. Somehow, Luo Yi suddenly remembered the fairy-like senior from last night, wearing a crystal blue gown and high heels. Could it really be the fairy senior? Soon, the sound of high heels faded away. The figure on stage stopped in the center. The welcome party scene fell silent. This move by the university art troupe had indeed sparked anticipation in their hearts. Everyone fixed their eyes on the stage. Then, the pleasant accompaniment began. A spotlight hit the very center of the stage. There in the middle of the stage, a girl like a fairy, standing with a microphone in her hand, her long hair flowing, wearing a crystal blue luxurious gown. The dress hugged her waist, accentuating her alluring curves. Exquisitely beautiful, she was indeed Su Baizhou from the computer science department. Even without makeup, Su Baizhou was a stunning beauty. Now, adorned in her glamorous makeup, she was the only candidate for Jiangda University's campus queen. The people around nodded in unison upon hearing this. No one denied that statement, because at that moment, Su Baizhou on stage was truly breathtaking. Like a celestial maiden, she possessed an ethereal and refined aura. Thunderous applause echoed continuously, even drowning out the accompaniment of the song. Watching the fairy-like senior surrounded by admiration on stage, Luo Yi was also pleasantly surprised, but an indescribable pang of sorrow surged within him. He couldn't bring himself to feel happy. Only now did he realize just how popular his fairy senior was. In this university, such a person was not someone a freshman like him could ever hope to reach. He could have two not so light, not so heavy encounters with a fairy like senior girl. It was already a blessing that others wouldn't earn. in 8 lifetimes. Probably the coat the fairy-like senior left for him was just to make up for the help he had given the fairy-like senior before. After all, with the fairy-like senior's personality, she definitely wouldn't want to owe anyone a favor. The wild kid is Su Baizhou. It's Su Baizhou, even prettier than Goddess Qin. Wang Dachui shouted excitedly, only to find Luo Yi sitting beside him with a lost, dejected look, with a silent face. Wild kid, what's wrong with you? Wang Dachui was puzzled. Suddenly, he seemed to realize something and gave Luo Yi a strange look, lowering his voice to ask, Wild kid, your expression looks like you ate crap. Did you get dumped? Go to hell, Luo Yi said darkly. But Wang Dachui's guess was pretty close. But Luo Yi's story ended before it even began. Someone like Su Baizhou was destined to only watch her dazzling figure from afar. Gradually, the noise in the audience faded away, because Su Baizhou had started singing. Her melodious voice spread to every corner. The audience was silent. Everyone stared blankly at the fairy-like figure on the stage. She was not only as beautiful as a celestial being, but her voice was also enchanting and intoxicating. Perhaps after tonight, the only candidate for the campus belle of Jiangda University would be undisputed. Forget the freshman belle or the ancient Chinese language goddess. Everyone present unanimously agreed that no one could surpass Su Baizhou at this moment in terms of temperament and looks. She was too beautiful, as if she didn't belong to this world. Some people took out their phones, took a photo of Su Baizhou on stage. Photos of Su Baizhou were wildly shared across forums like Tieba and platforms like Douyin, going viral. At this very moment, Su Baizhou's personal account gained hundreds of followers, and this number was increasing every second. Yet, her account content only contained a few shares of computer insights. For her, becoming an internet celebrity was just a matter of wanting to or not. The more dazzling she became, the more clearly Luo Yi could feel the distance between himself and her. However, Luo Yi himself wasn't sure what exactly he felt towards the fairy-like senior sister. Starting from their first encounter in the rain, he had felt a fondness for her, which persisted until they met again last night. The fairy senior sister was like a pure moonlight in Luo Yi's heart. Whether this was love, Luo Yi wasn't certain. Loving someone could be hard or simple. Maybe it's about a certain feeling in a certain moment that grabs hold of you firmly and slips into your heart without you even knowing. It was destined that his heart would belong to someone, just like the girl he had a crush on for 3 years. He had fallen for her without even realizing it. But can a crush without any real interaction really be called love? It's just unrequited love. Thinking of the fairy-like senior's peerless beauty, Luo Yi silently looked at Su Baizhou on the stage. She was beautiful, and he could only admire her beauty from a corner in the crowd, silently appreciating her. Like everyone else, he could only gaze from afar at that heavenly fairy. Maybe this is what a secret crush is like. Wang Dachui glanced at Luo Yi, who looked different, then turned his attention back to the stage. After finishing her song, Su Baizhou turned to leave. The host walked onto the stage and took the microphone from Su Baizhou's hand. At that moment, from the audience, an unusual voice rang out. Go Li Su. Luo Yi's eyes widened as he looked at Wang Dachui beside him. This move truly stunned him. Why did this guy suddenly stand up? Wang Dachui gave Luo Yi a confused smile. That smile was like an old father's, reassuring expression for his disappointing son. Then, Wang Dachui shouted loudly at the stage. Senior, what do you think of the song? Rainy Day, performed by a new student a couple days ago? The host froze. What was this? It wasn't the script. Su Baizhou looked toward Wang Dachui's direction and almost immediately noticed Luo Yi sitting beside him. She silently took the microphone back from the host. Not bad. Just 2 words. Her greatest praise for Luo Yi at the moment. Wang Dachui smiled and shouted even louder. He's right next to me. We want to see you two sing together. Luo Yi was stunned. The audience was stunned. The host was stunned too. Su Baizhou stood expressionless on the stage. This was a freshman invitation for the welcome party. Normally, it would be fine to agree. Refusing might have a negative impact. But this was Su Baizhou. How could she possibly agree to something like this? Just as the host thought she would refuse, she said calmly, Okay. The host was somewhat surprised upon hearing this. He had already thought of how to smooth things over, not expecting Su Baijiu to actually agree. Wang Dachui nudged Luo Yi. Luo Yi was stunned. Are you serious, Brother Hammer? Why are you so hesitant, you little brat? The opportunity is right here, go for it. Luo Yi was forcefully pulled to his feet by Wang Dachui. Then, mustering his courage, he walked onto the stage. Looking out at the audience, pairs of curious eyes were fixed on him. Luo Yi couldn't help feeling a bit nervous. He looked very shy, and his whole demeanor seemed a little green. The host handed another microphone to Luo Yi. What song can you sing? Asked Su Baijiu in a cool tone. Her presence was powerful. On stage, Su Baijiu exuded an intimidating aura. Luo Yi felt as if he didn't deserve to be there. He was timid and didn't dare to speak. Anything is fine, he stuttered. Su Baijiu chuckled to herself, then said, since it's a duet between a man and a woman, let's sing a simpler song, a little sweet. A little sweet. Luo Yi was momentarily stunned. Luo Yi was still silent. In the audience, Wang Dachui was going crazy. He desperately signaled with his eyes for Luo Yi to agree quickly. Seeing this, Luo Yi suddenly found it amusing. Even his nervousness faded quite a bit. Okay, Wang Dachui shouted first from the audience. Applause rose driven by him. Countless audience members clapped hesitantly. Many of them hadn't heard of any military training. And during that training, who sang Rainy Day? Although the video of Luo Yi singing was posted on the confession wall and became a little famous, the publicity wasn't very large. Even Wang Dachui was betting whether Su Baijiu had heard it. But he bet correctly. After the audience heard Su Baijiu's heavenly voice, they all believed no one could sing on stage with her. At this moment, the looks directed at Luo Yi were also tinged with doubt. Under the host's arrangement, the accompaniment of a little sweet started. The first verse was for the male voice. Luo Yi took a deep breath. The next moment, he closed his eyes. In his mind, the memory of meeting the fairy-like senior appeared. Luo Yi se mood gradually. When he opened his eyes again, his gaze was already full of tenderness. Since it was a love song, he should sing it immersed in emotion. He turned to look at Su Baijiu and slowly opened his mouth. Pick an apple and wait for you to pass by the door. Hand it to you to quench your thirst. Watching Luo Yi's tender eyes at this moment, Su Baijiu's heart stirred slightly. This kid really knows how to sing. Like cola in summer, like cocoa in winter. You're the right time, the right role. As they sang together, although Su Baijiu's expression still remained unchanged compared to before, her gaze was no longer so cold. A chance to perform on stage with the fairy-like senior, Luo Yi would not let slip. This time he would give it his all and exert his full strength. And the audience had long since shifted from initial doubt to enjoyment. Looking closely, Luo Yi was somewhat handsome and shy in nature, typical of an innocent young boy. Everyone listened intently to the stage, to the song sung by the two. I don't know why the wound hasn't healed yet, but you just burst into my heart like this. With the most romantic chorus, you softly hummed along, our eyes firm on the choice we made. After the performance, the audience erupted into even more thunderous applause than before. The host walked up and took the microphone from Luo Yi's hand, exclaiming excitedly, I never expected to hear such a performance. At the welcome party, thanks to Su Baijiu and this younger schoolmate, you've made this welcome party even more meaningful. I hope everyone has a colorful college life and wish you all great success in your studies. This concludes the welcome party. Please leave in an orderly fashion. Walking out of the welcome party venue, Wang Dasheng slung his arm around Luo Yi's shoulder. So Yi boy, what's it like singing on stage with the goddess Su? Luo Yi said without hesitation. An absolute honor. Then, Wang Dasheng gave a weird grin. This opportunity is from your bro Hammer. You're not going to say anything about it? How about a week's worth of breakfast? A month? No, at most 2 weeks. Deal. Seeing Wang Dachui's triumphant look, Luo Yi's face darkened. Got played. But recalling the freshman welcome party, the scene when Wang Dachui stood up, Luo Yi felt a warmth in his heart again. Despite Wang Dachui being extremely sleazy usually, he never hesitates to act when it counts, and never drops the ball. The nation's best roommate, Wang Dachui. When they returned to the dorm, Shun Xiao was still playing games in bed. Not bad, you too. Shun Xiao exclaimed. The duet video of Luo Yi and Su Baijiu is going viral in the school group and confession wall. Everyone says they're a match made in heaven. Wang Dachui leaned close to Luo Yi with a sly grin. Luo Yi, my boy, you really have a thing for Su Baizhou? No. Luo Yi's expression changed as he denied without hesitation. Seeing him like this, Shen Xiao and Wang Dachui exchanged a glance and smiled at each other. This kid really can't lie. Wild boy, if you like her, just go for it. Dad supports you, Wang Dachui said. But if you really end up with Su Baizhou, I think all the boys in the school would want to kill you. Of course, I don't think Su Baizhou would ever fancy you either. Not that I, as your bro, look down on you, but no matter what, she's known as the Ice Queen for a reason. She might not even be interested in males. What are you talking about? Liao Yang Wolktin, beaming. Damn, dude, why are you so flushed? Did you go on a date? Li Haoyang gave a silly grin and said, Classmate Lu Bingxin invited me to eat at the cafeteria. What? Lu Bingxin? Wang Dachui had a look of utter disbelief. He stared at Li Haoyang with the same expression. Bingxin clearly likes me, so why would she invite you? Upon hearing this, Luo Yi and Shen Xiao were speechless. Lu Bingxin is a long-legged loli. She's already 170 centimeters tall. Girls look taller when they're the same height as guys. If Wang Dachui walked with Lu Bingxin, she would probably appear taller than him. And look at our brother Haoyang. A muscular guy with a long-legged loli is only natural, isn't it? I didn't expect the coach, who usually looks a bit dull, to be so far ahead of us when it comes to dating. Luo Yi sighed. Don't talk nonsense. I went to the office to take care of something for the counselor, and it just so happened that classmate Lu was there, so we had a meal together. Oh, just so happened to have a meal together. The three of them spoke with sarcasm and suspicious expressions. Come on, let's team up for a game. Hey, brother Luo Yi, are you in? Of course I'm in. He opened his phone, when Luo Yi suddenly remembered he hadn't checked. Green bubble in a long time, so he took a glance. He saw several unread messages. From Su Xiaojia. Is that muscular guy pretending to be a senior in your dorm? He was with you when I saw you in the cafeteria last time. He became the acting class monitor. That muscular guy is so handsome. Hey, Luo Yi, I heard you sang during military training. Luo Yi, what are you doing? You really aren't checking your messages. I don't believe it. You're just ignoring me on purpose. You're really not replying? I give up. Luo Yi was a bit confused. Who is this? He hadn't memorized everyone in the class yet. But soon, a corner of Luo Yi's mouth twitched as he finally remembered. How could he forget this talkative young lady? Luo Yi was from Beijing, and among his classmates, there was another fellow townsman from Beijing, so they quickly got in touch. After all, being far from home, it was good for them to look out for each other as fellow townsmen. But after adding her on social media, Luo Yi regretted it, because this Su Xiaojia was a chatterbox. I forgot to check WeChat. Before Luo, you could send those 7 words. Wang Dachui urged him. What are you dawdling for, brother Luo Yi? Get online now. All right, turning off WeChat, Luo Yi logged into Honor of Kings. Luo Yi was also good at this game. Not exactly top tier, but he could still carry among random players. That kind of jungle king, brother. I'm about to pop off. Wang Dachui's Marco Polo slammed his ultimate into the team fight, chunking everyone's health before dying gloriously. Perfect slave. Then Luo Yi's Kai Daddy charged in violently, chopping down one squishy after another, easily cleaning up the kills. Bro Hammer, how many times have I said it? I initiate the fight. You just clean up the kills, that way neither of us dies. But you had to start the fight yourself. Luo Yi said, shut up. My Marco had a perfect initiation. Perfect death, it's all in the details, something you can't learn. Luo Yi had a huge question mark over his head. Luo Yi rallied the gang to start a second round. During those 2 weeks of military training, Luo Yi led the team and had already charged to the king. Rank of over 30 stars in the unrivaled tier. After finishing the game, he would spend another 3 hours or so typing out updates for his novel. As a result, he hadn't rested well at all. Every day, he had dark circles under his eyes. Today, Dorm 515 was getting ready to play games again. Don't start yet, no girls, no fun. Let me check if there are any girls nearby. Wang Dachui said, with your skills, you think you can carry a girl? Don't think just because you hit unrivaled that you're amazing. We all got to this rank because of brother Luo Yi carrying us. Suddenly, on Luo Yi's game interface, a request to join appeared. Hot Pot Lover, she plays King of Glory too? Luo Yi accepted the request. Seeing the sudden appearance of a girl's avatar, Wang Dachui exclaimed excitedly, "Shut up, there's a girl." He thought it was from the lobby invitations he had sent out. After all, he had just invited a bunch of girls. Hot Pot Lover joined the team. "Hello, hello, got a mic?" Wang Dazui turned on voice chat and asked directly. Yes, Hot Pot Lover said only one word. But Wang Dazui was extremely excited. This was a cool, queenly voice of a mature woman. A voice that got your heart racing. Damn, bro hammer. What luck pulling a queenly girl with one invite. Luo Yi was speechless. Can't you see she yes mine game friend? Start, Wang Dazui said impatiently. For players with over 30 stars in unrivaled rank. Carrying a king rank 48-star Hot Pot Lover. Enter the game. But soon Wang Dazui noticed that this girl only in the team lobby said that one word. In the game, however, she typed the whole time. At the hero selection screen, Hot Pot Lover considerately chose the support position. After all, a girl should understand social etiquette. With 4 hunks around, there was no room for her shine. She chose to have Yao Mei follow Luo Ye's jungler from the start. Originally, she had planned to find time to help the marksman, but she found that this Marco Polo was really terrible. Noob. How did such a noob even reach unrivaled rank? So Yao Mei chose to follow the jungler the whole game. Polo was left alone in the bottom lane, dealing with the enemy marksman and support. Occasionally, he also had to face ganks from the mid laner and jungler. Even the enemy top laner Guan Yu often came to flank from behind. Help! After going 0-6, Wang Dachui turned on voice chat again, complaining bitterly. Yao Yao, come quickly. Princess Yao Yao remained unmoved. If the marksman is not performing well, the support following the marksman is just a buy one, get one free deal, giving the enemy 2 kills at once. In the end, unsurprisingly, they lost this round, even though Luo Yi had gotten a quadra kill once. He couldn't withstand how terrible his teammates were. And it seems that AI has some skill, eating hot pot, but ended up with a useless support like Yao. I'm done. Play games all day. Any more gaming, and I'll lose my mind. Shun Xiao quit the game. Seeing this, the 0-11 Marco Polo, Wang Dachui finally realized the problem. He said with a bitter face, I'm not playing either. I'll go practice against bots to improve. Li Haoyang scratched his head, hesitated for a moment, then also quit the game. Then his fingers kept typing on the screen. No idea who he was chatting with. Only Luo Yi and Love Eating Hot Pot were left. I'm not playing. Luo Yi typed these 3 words and then quit the game. The next moment, Love Eating Hot Pot invited you to form a team. Luo Yi was pulled back in again, just 3 stars away from glory. In the chat box, the other party typed this sentence. No problem, I'll carry you. No, you support. Love Eating Hot Pot said this, leaving Luo Yi completely confused. Before he could react, the other party had already started matching. He was assigned as support, leaving Luo Yi utterly confused. But he didn't care about the role anyway. At the start, he picked Master Luban. This round is in the bag. Third teammate, can you play Master Luban? If you can't, switch, don't mess it up. Wogwo, shut up. Third teammate. Huh. Little girl, protecting your man, huh? Wogwo. The enemy will arrive on the battlefield in 30 seconds. Luo Yi followed Wogwo's marksman throughout. He made the most of Master Luban's skills. All the way, Luo Yi, as a support, had more kills than the third teammate. Soon, 3 consecutive wins, Luo Yi and Wogwo formed a strong duo, pushing Wogwo's rank to Glory King. Nice support. Wogwo typed these words. You're pretty awesome too. The 2 exchanged pleasantries. Then Luo Yi typed and asked, you play Honor of Kings too? I thought you only played PUBG. Wogwo plays both. She just habitually logged into the game to take a look, and happened to see that Luo Yi was online as well. After all, when she plays games, she either solo queues or plays with other girls.